Hello, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing Thursday. I had to sneak off into one of the rooms because it's getting a little loud out there. Hey, Vanessa. El Paso. I like El Paso. Are you under Osvaldo? He's awesome. Love that dude. So I know we got Peter on. He's probably getting ready to come on and talk to you guys. We got a few more minutes. There he is. We got Sacktown in the house, Kansas, North Carolina. That's exciting. Love having you guys all here. It's 2 p.m. community chat time. This is so fun. It's nice to have it at the same time that we were doing ours for months. Get everyone on the same board. There's Peter's handsome face.
How you doing?
Good.
It's nice to see you.
You as well. I'm sorry I couldn't be on last week. Out playing on the beach with my dog.
I saw those pictures, man. Your dog was definitely getting spoiled. It was beautiful. I wanted to be on that beach. I had 9 inches of snow outside.
She's so funny. She'd never seen sand before. She was rolling around in it. Had to give her a nice bath when we got home. But the funny thing about this pledge is it's gotten me healthy, but now I take my dog for 1 to 3 mile walks every day also. So now getting her healthy as well, which is pretty exciting.
That's very great.
I'll go ahead and pin your video and have you be highlighted up there so you can talk to everybody. We've got about 30 people on right now, everywhere from California over to Carolina. So we've got everyone across the board, all across this country in right now.
Well, good afternoon, Zurvita Nation. Good afternoon, America. And some people may be from Mexico as well. And I just want to say you're here for a very specific reason. God bless each and every one of you. You know, when we get up in the morning and we see a sunrise, it's a good day. It truly is. There's so many people that I've known, acquaintances, people from school, that they haven't had a chance to truly see a sunrise because they lost this thing called life. So the most valuable thing that we have is our health. And I'm here to just shout from the mountaintops that here we are in a new day, a new week, a new month of a new decade. And I'm excited to just, for people that are getting on here maybe for the first time, what I really want to do is just kind of give a quick bird's eye view on, you know, our Zurvita pledge is really about you. You're winning at whatever level you are. It's not about a contest or a competition. It's not intimidating. It's not a challenge. There's not a bunch of prizes that you're after. The biggest prize is called your health, your life, to be able to have that enriched moment for many years to come with quality in your life. And if you have not, and you're on here, maybe invited by a friend or somebody, go to zurvita.com/pledge, make the declaration, make the pledge to yourself. And what I mean by that is, you know, it's one thing to say something or to write it down or to say, I'm going to do it next Tuesday. It's another thing to truly speak, put your shoulders back and say, enough is enough. I truly want to move forward, get unstuck, and whether it's breaking an addiction, reconciling on a relationship, truly losing weight, becoming a better business person, whatever that may be, breaking anxiety, insecurities, it doesn't matter. So many of us have been through hills and valleys. We put on a good dress or a good suit, and throughout the day, we all have issues. And what we want each and every one of you to know is that we're all imperfect, but we serve a perfect God. And the most beautiful thing is that we've learned over the last 10 years at Zurvita is that it's really all about you. We are Zurvita. It's about loving on you. So we listened, and we're going to give you the tools and the support. And these Zoom are pretty amazing, because the first ones that we did, you know, some people call them the dirty dozen. I call them the 12 disciples, because really what ended up happening is we basically got onto this Zoom, and I would ask a question. The next thing we know is we're going into like left field, and people are talking about other things that each of us could relate to. And then we got into the real stuff. Instead of just talking about bumper sticker stuff or the weather, we were talking about real stuff that was hurting us. Who is going through a breakup, or who broke up an engagement, or whose mother, you know, has cancer, or who's leaving them, or who's going into bankruptcy. The point is that when you truly into me, you see, when you create that intimacy, then wonderful things happen, because light voids out darkness. And so what we wanted to do is truly put a platform together that we can come together, and I could kind of just lead the way in the sense of just provoking your mind and your spirit into truly getting back on track. Many of us get in the weeds. 90% of people will fail the first 90 days on their New Year's resolutions, and I don't want anybody to be a statistic. So what I really want to say is, we have these amazing exercise programs, amazing products, and they're not just there just because they look good. We basically are giving you tools to truly win. And what I really would like to let everyone think about is, what are your reasons why that you're on here? There's something that provoked your mind and your spirit that you want to get unstuck, that you truly want to take that next step to being a better person than you are, say, last year. That's the greatest thing that we have. We have every day we get another opportunity to do it better than we did yesterday. So in this group, you truly are going to get that support. And then what we want you to do is truly to post and to explain on why you're feeling good from the inside out, and the breakthroughs that you have made, and the things you've learned from other people. And the wonderful thing is that when you do get, say, into truly transforming your life and feeling good from the inside, then you're going to want to truly be a part of having the right tools. And some of the right tools are our transformation system. They have everything that we truly need to truly be that best version of ourselves, if we're looking to get more fit, if we're looking to facilitate, lose excess body weight, if we're looking to build muscle, if we're looking to just be healthy. And, you know, I would love to, you know, Adriel, you weren't going to be in this group, and last week, you know, you took a well-deserved vacation day, but it's like you got into the group, and I think I saw you evolve, and I saw you kind of light up, because you were going through some stuff, and then now you're looking into getting into a half a marathon. And it's like, if I could say, I saw this woman blossom even more, and I've known her for almost 10 years, but her self-worth and her self-love and the healing process of her just saying, yeah, this is my time. So, I mean, can you explain to everyone?
Yeah, you know, last year was a weird season. I think for everyone in I think for everyone, period, and especially for the 12 of us that were going through this, we all had like just various things that we were going through. I remember when I started Zurvita, I lost weight using Zeal and like starting to like get healthier and stuff like that, but your work gets in the way and you start like working too much, or you make excuses and stuff like that. And, you know, to be fully transparent and candid, I went through a really bad breakup last year, and I somehow I think I'm not the only one guilty of doing this, allowed his rejection of me to mirror what I thought my value was. And I really, I lost sight of who I was. And so when I started this, it was really, our goal was we wanted to make something that was more long-term of a lifestyle adjustment, because that's what the Zurvita has always been, right? We always want to make this, it's not about 90 days, it's about 90 days to the rest of your life. Like, it's about your life. So when we wanted to really be able to redo what we used to have as a challenge and really make it more just like day-to-day function. And when I joined, or when I started redoing the program, I was just like the corporate moderator who is like sending out the stuff and be like, do these things and do all this stuff. And I started getting vlogs from everybody, because I mean, vlogs helped us. I know these people better than some of their family probably do now, because they were very honest in talking about what they were struggling through, what they were being successful in, like where their goals were, where their hardships were. There was a lot of crying and you know, vulnerability. And I started editing these videos and trying to figure out how to change this process. And I realized, like, I could never fully understand how to make this process work without having gone through the process. So like, you can't, for instance, you can't sell a transformation system if you don't know how the transformation system works and how it benefits your life, not just for commissions or anything like that, but actually benefits your life along with like healthy living and stuff. So I joined in and started doing that. Really wanted to figure it out from personal experience, and, you know, do the vulnerability of taking the before pictures that you don't want to take, because nobody wants to take before pictures. They just want to see the progress pictures. But quite frankly, you can't see the progress without the before picture. So you have to take the before picture. So I really got plugged in that way, just thinking like, I wasn't even thinking, oh, this is going to help me get back on track. I was thinking, this is going to help me make this program successful. And along the way, this amazing group of my family now, like, really shone a mirror back on me so that I remembered what my value was. And I was able to really take back control of how I saw myself, and not allowing someone else's opinion of me to get in the way of what God had created. And God doesn't create junk. And in my head, that's all I was thinking. And you guys really helped, like, not just help me like eat better, but you helped me think better and feel better and be emotionally okay with having struggles and admitting that I wasn't in a great place, and help push me over that hump, so that, you know, I ran my 14th mile of the week this morning, even though I was really tired and I didn't want to. And I got up and ran 2 miles anyway. And so like a month and a half ago, I was struggling to even work out, and Joel got me into Tabata because it was like 7 minutes, right? It was like, everyone has 7 minutes. And so now we're doing weights, and I'm training for a half marathon. I run a 10K this weekend, and then I run a half marathon at the beginning of February. So I'm going from feeling hopeless, like I didn't matter, to realizing like I have a mission and a goal, and God made me for a purpose. And like, just really like recognizing who I am again when I look in the mirror. And I think that's what most of us got out of this pledge. It's the whole thing. It's not one thing. It's all of it.
You know, and well said. And what you said, the 2 points that really are blaring that I want everyone to listen to and to think about this afternoon, is that we accept the love that we think we deserve. And I'll say that again. We accept the love that we think we deserve. So what Adriel just said was, she needed to say to herself, as well as I did, because I went through a breakup that I didn't want to go through. I am more than worthy. I'm a child of God. I'm a winner. I'm victorious. I'm a survivor. And this too shall pass. And another thing that I want to say to each and every one of you, as you truly become that walking, talking, living best version of yourself, is that, and I don't say this publicly much, but I will say it right now. I get annoyed when someone that wants to talk to me about something that they haven't been through. Like, I'll listen, I'll smile, but it usually goes through one ear and out the other. If someone is talking about a near-death experience and they haven't been through one, I've been through two. If someone talks about their heart being broken where they don't even know if the sun's coming out and they haven't been through a heartbreak, I can't relate to them. If someone's trying to talk about a war and they haven't been in a war, it's hard to relate to that person. So part of what we're doing here and what I feel is bigger than all of us, which I feel is a God thing, is that I feel like our Creator has given us this platform, this pass, to truly be vulnerable, to truly talk to each other, not at each other, but to truly just connect and to help one another. See, because if we become the best version of ourselves from the inside out, I call it that soul strength, then what ends up happening is you actually believe your stuff. You actually believe you're worthy. And what we think is truly what we end up living. So if I think that I deserve the best relationship, if I think that I deserve to be in the best shape, if I think that I deserve to get out of an abusive relationship, you know what? Then that's going to be on the front part of my brain. And that's where it starts, because all these wonderful products that we and the Scientific Advisory Board and Dr. Miller and everybody at Zurvita, all of these products, these work when this works. See, when something on the inside clicks and something in your heart and in your soul just says, I'm going to have the courage to get up and smile one more time. I'm going to have the courage to go to the gym one more time. I'm going to have the courage to get into a conversation to try to not get divorced one more time. That's when God shows up. Because it's just, what do they say, that mustard seed, which is the smallest seed on the planet of faith, that's all it takes. Because if you don't believe it, who the heck is going to? So when you start becoming that product of that product, not only do you live longer, not only do you have more quality in your life, but everybody wants to plug into that light. Because just the way when I accepted Christ into my life, I was a mad, angry guy that was in a gang. All I did was fight. I had to forgive. I had to trust. I had to love again. And now, 20 years later, the crazy thing is that God will always allow us to teach what we've always wanted to learn. The Patty Carsons of the world and the Chris Smiths of the world, they're on fire. They were our disciples. And just the way Jesus said, don't keep it here, go out and spread the good news. They're literally starting their own Zoom groups. And we're giving them the support and the content. And we're giving them the assets so that they could have the tools to touch people that we may not even know. And that's the beautiful thing about this. You know, in a year or two from now, Zurvita is going to be a household name. It's bigger than us. It's because all of us. It's because of what we came out in 2020 saying, we are Zurvita. You are Zurvita. So to be Zurvita, you need to live truly the life that you're designed to live. So we are going to truly have that intimacy. We're going to lean on each other. I truly suggest that each and every one of you, you know, if it's 5 people or 10 people, you know, I came up with a crazy idea and I thought that Adriel was going to like hit me on the head because I did it on spontaneous, actually on the Zoom group. I said, everybody, I says, let's do a group text. I said, because, you know, once a week doing this Zoom, I said, you know, we got like 6 other days that they could kind of mess up. So I said, let's just do that. Everybody shared And before you know it, 9 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, bing, someone would say something. And you know that they were hurting, or you know they had a victory. And then it provoked you to say something. And then you're edifying them with a heart or with a check. And before you know it, you have this unity, not division. You have this amazing light, not darkness. That's what we're doing here. And that's why I'm so excited. We have so much, I call them intellectual assets, properties, so many things that we're going to be rolling out, you know, over the course of 2020. But it really starts and it ends with you. So if you're kind of on the fence, I don't want to hear the word ambivalence. I want you to go to Zurvita.com/pledge. I want you to sign up today if you haven't done that already. We have hundreds of people that want to get into our exclusive group. And it's not because we're being mean. We can't allow you in because it's a privilege to have that all that information and macronutrient meal plans and videos and recipes and listening to different people before and after pictures. We're going to motivate each other, but you got to just join the pledge. So, you know, I'll give it back to you, Adriel. And, you know, I see some of the people that we have, you know, on here. Scott Spears is on here and different people. I mean, here for people that may not have been at, you know, our Zurvita Fest, may not have been on social media much, but Scott, you know, was over 650 pounds and his brother got in touch with me. Long story short, I didn't know why I was going to call him. I was possibly going to have him on my TV show because I've dealt with morbidly obese people for the last 25 years. But God nudged me, and I didn't have all the answers, but I got on the phone with him. And he wasn't out of his house for a couple of years. He couldn't walk more than 20 steps. But he had something on the inside. He had that spark, and I felt it. And God was nudging me to get him into this group. He got in the group, and Zurvita got a train for him that he could actually sleep on. Took him 2 days to get to convention. He lost over 100 pounds. He got on stage. It was amazing because I learned on persevering, and the will of a man or a woman is just, it's untangible, it's undeniable. So we all have that, whether we want to truly just be that best version of ourselves, stop smoking, break an addiction, gain some muscle, you know, break anorexia, or lose 150 pounds. Everything is possible if you believe, if you have faith, if you have hope, and we're here to help you.
Awesome. I think it's interesting. So I was at the office late last night doing the special forces stuff. Some of y'all are in there. But I was talking to Mark Jarvis because he caught me. I have like this little notebook that I've been keeping track of how many miles I run every week so I can really document. Everardo, one of our original 12, he did the math for me. Like if you run this many miles, you'll run this many for a whole year. It's like if you run 11 miles a week, you're going to do over 500 miles in a year. He was like, just think about that. Like, it's just, I don't know, he sent me something personal like that really like he's one of the reasons I started running again. So it really broke it down for me on a different level. So I started keeping track of it and I started doing the measurements and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see like when your toes dipped in versus when you're actually in the water, what your results are going to be. So I will share my before pictures because I have to lead by example. So I'll put them in the pledge group. I'll take new ones because since I took them before Zurvita Fest to share with our group to show that I didn't make them do it if I wasn't going to do it. You have to be willing to do the work, right? And so I did my measurements last week and I texted this group that I've lost another 6 inches since Zurvita Fest, since right before Zurvita Fest, from running and being diligent with my workouts and my eating. You know, I wouldn't have been able to do that without an accountability group. And I know it can be really hard to to do that in like a big group. So I want to encourage you guys to have these smaller groups like that, because sometimes there's like, I'm like known as like the inner workings girl here. Like I believe like you can like go to the gym and drink the water and eat all the vitamins and everything like that. But if you don't deal with like going on here and here, you're going to be unhealthy. There's a lot of stuff that happens in your brain and in your heart that affects like how you sleep, how you work out, what kind of food you're going to. So it's really important, I think, for us to be very honest with where we are at on all levels, so that we can become better from the bottom up, you know. So I encourage like those smaller groups like that really helps out. We even have one internally here at the office, because we all have these little Whoop bracelets so we can track each other and what we're doing. And now we're like buying each other jump ropes and like water bottles and stuff like that. And like it's just like this encouragement where you can be like, you know, I'm struggling today, and they can be like, well, it's okay, you can rest, but you know, make sure you get at least like something in, go walk around the block, go do this. And it keeps you, if you're struggling, if you don't see yourself, get a group of people that can see you when you're blind, because that's going to make this the difference. It really makes it a whole lot different. And if you don't feel like being vulnerable in those big groups like that, I encourage you to find a small group like we had, like Chris has started, like Patty has started. Even if it's just Peter, if it's just Peter and I, like I will have as many little groups as possible, and I know he will too, until you get comfortable enough in a place where you feel like you can be vulnerable out loud, because your vulnerability will help change someone else's life, and you probably don't even realize that. And I had this moment of, there's something Peter said to us years ago that really hit home for me this week as a runner, now as a runner again. You have to have the proper tools, right? So my knee was hurting and my feet were hurting because I had too many miles on my shoes. So I went out and bought new shoes and ran in them for the first time today, and it was like a game changer. You can tell the difference by not having the proper tools, and that includes not having the proper diet, that includes with not having the proper nutrition. So it's really important that you know, if you're running too much, if your feet hurt, get new shoes. If something's going on, if you're not feeling okay, like go see your doctor. If some of us, like I can't seem to get enough protein in my diet, no matter how much protein I'm eating, especially considering you can only process so much at a time. Exactly. So our protein really helps with that. It's really high in protein. It's really good for you. I'll admit, I work at corporate, and for years I was just drinking Zeal, you know, and I'm a full-fledged, I take my aminos every night, I take my cleanse first thing in the morning, I take my burn after I get home from my workout. I'm taking fuel when I'm walking my dog. I drink H2O in recovery while I'm running. You know, I grab a protein shake out the door because I'm horrible at eating breakfast, and I'll take protein in the afternoon. It's really important that you put these kind of things in, because I mean, Zurvita's products are really good, and we try and build you guys up so that you have stuff at a reasonable price to actually help you be successful along with changing and doing things like that. So if you have any questions on the products and stuff like that, feel free to reach out to us. I know there's stuff in the back office, but if you're a customer, if you're not even a customer or a consultant, we're more than willing to answer questions on that also.
You know, and on the note of what you said before, accountability buddies, you know, here we are, and we're getting started again. We're in the middle of the first month. And a lot of times a person will get accountability buddy. And I say this with love. They'll get their friend that they can take advantage of. They'll get their spouse that will yes them to death. Get an accountability buddy that you truly, that maybe is that alpha male or female, that really will call you to the mat. That if you stand them up at 7:30 on the corner somewhere or at the gym, they're going to kick your butt. They're going to literally, truly get on your case. Don't get some alter ego that's like, okay, this is great. You want to get somebody that is going to get you out of your comfort zone. The only time that you're going to grow, and I've said it on stage, I say it on my shows, the only time that you are going to grow is when you get out of your comfort zone. If you're not growing, you're dead on arrival. You just don't know it. The other thing is visual. truly to visualize how you want to look. And I've done this on my TV show and doing transformations for almost 25 years. Before and afters are like they're just, there's something magical about them. When you press that send button and you put a picture out for the world to see, you are basically prophesizing, and you may not even know it, you're prophesizing that you're going to look better than this in the future. And it just gives you that incentive. You have to look at that every day. You have to see all the thread of people rooting you on. I went on the Regis Philbin show after I won the Mr. America, and it was a beautiful segment. It was live, and here I'm on Park Avenue, and we're here, and it was amazing. So he just said, we're making an egg white omelet, and he's comical, and he says, so, Mr. America, what are you doing next? I says, I'm going for the Mr. Universe competition. He says, Mr. Universe. He says, how do you think you're going to do, kid? I says, I'm going to win. I said those words without even thinking. After they came, I almost felt like I was going to get sick because I said it to the whole country. I put myself on the spot. And you know what he said to me? He says, I like your confidence. If you win, will you promise me on live TV that I will be the first show that you come and bring your trophy to? I won it in Belize. My agent called and finally got a hold of the producer. And I was on the Regis Philbin show at 7 o'clock in the morning on NBC. And it was amazing. And I prophesied that. Did it scare me? Yes. But it gave me this incentive. It was me against me. I did the same thing when I was trying to get healthy with Crohn's disease, or when I was trying to get out of an abusive family that I was in when I was young. So post your pictures. Don't be scared. Fear kills. Fear kills relationships. It kills your health. It kills love. It kills your dreams. Fear is not a spirit of God. Make sure you post your pictures because that's where it starts. You literally will set it on fire if you do that. And lastly, if you have not gone to Zurvita.com/pledge, what are you waiting for? There's so much there for you to learn. We want to introduce you to our group. And most importantly, we want you to win. So I just hope that everyone truly is going to get something out of this. Whatever level you're on, you can win. Back to you, Adriel.
I really agree. I think that if there's anything I've learned from life, whether it's friendship, relationship, any kind of relationship, you don't want yes people as your people, right? Like that's not a good tribe. You are just like, sure, that sounds great. Absolutely. Whatever you want, they're not going to be there when you're falling down. They're not going to be the ones that help lift you up when you can't see it. They're just there to be like, absolutely, sure, sure, sure. You need the people who are like, get off your butt, get in the gym. Why are you eating that? You made a commitment. Those are the people that you want around you because they're the ones that are going to help push you. They're the ones that are going to realize, yes, they are the ones who actually love you. The people who just say yes and agree, they're not after your best interest. Because if they were, they would say the things that you need to hear that you're not wanting to.
Totally agree.
Those are the people that you want around you. So when you're building a tribe, build it with a solid group like that. I absolutely 100% agree. And also with that, like whatever you say, like be careful what you say because if you're talking bad about yourself, you probably believe it, right? So if you're gonna put something out there, if you're gonna say, I'm going to not eat lunch at my desk every day. I'm going to take my dog for a 3-mile walk every Saturday. Do it. Those are like, it doesn't have to be, I'm going to be Mr. Universe. It can be, I want to spend Thursday nights with my family. It can be whatever you need your goal to be, but declare it. Put it out there. Be like, I'm going to start doing these things. Put it in with your tribe. be accountable to each other. And if you feel like you're slacking, make sure that the people you're surrounding yourself with are the ones that are going to call you on your crap. They're going to be like, no, no, no. Thursday nights are your family nights. Remember, those are the nights you're supposed to be with your family. You're supposed to go do this with your dog today. Why are you eating at your desk? Make sure that you have people all around you like that to help you really reach your goals, and be kinder to yourself, have more grace for yourself, and be willing to forgive yourself, because every day is a new pledge, right? You wake up every morning and it's a new thing, and you might not do today what you did yesterday, and you might do better tomorrow than you did 2 days ago. So it's about making a choice every single day to love yourself enough to be the version of you that God made you to be and that you deserve to be.
I'm going to say amen to that. And just to put a period at the end of your sentences, what you speak, good or bad, is what you prophesize tomorrow. So if you say this is not going to work, or I'm not going to break this addiction, or I'm going to get divorced, you're going to get divorced, you're going to be an addict, and you're going to be miserable. So, you know, it's so important. Words do matter. They speak life or death. I would like to just spend 2 minutes answering Jeannie live. She's on here right now, and she's saying that she joined and received confirmation. Should she have received anything else? Is everything needed? Meal plans, etc. Jeannie, on the actual pledge page, we talk about breaking down macronutrients. And for people that are listening, I'm going to say this slow. I'm not going to get into deep nutrition, but macronutrients are basically protein, carbohydrates, and fat. So I have it as a macronutrient meal plan. 45% of your total calories are coming from carbohydrates, 30% coming from protein, 25% coming from fat. And what we're going to basically evolve to, which I've done, is we're going to basically give people specific calories for their gender, for their height, for their weight, for their age, for their physical activity. And then once you have that number, say it's 1,500 calories, and you know that 45% is coming from carbohydrates, 30% protein, 25 fat, and you know that there's 4 calories of protein and carbohydrates, 9 kilograms of fat. It's so easy to basically take your calculator on your phone and figure, okay, I need 101 grams of protein per day, or I'm going to have, out of those 1,500 calories, I'm going to have, 80 grams totally of fat during the day. We are going to get you all that information. I promise. It's important, because nutrition is 60 to 70% on how you look and how you feel. Great question, Jeannie, but go back into our website there and you'll see a lot of that data that Adriel helped put together as well. Lastly, Kelly, 55, has got scoliosis and back problems, wants to know how she could possibly work around that without hurting herself. What I'll say to anybody with back problems, hip problems, make sure you always get a green light from your doctor. But you can also get in the water. Go to your local YMCA, go to Lifetime Fitness. If you're in the South or in the West Coast and you have the access to a pool, waist high water, 50% of your weight's coming off of your weight-bearing muscles and ligaments and tendons. So if you weigh 300 pounds, you go waist high water, you're only putting 150 pounds of pressure on your joints. If you go chest high water, 90% of your weight's coming off of that number. So it's amazing. There are no excuses to be in the best shape of your life. Knowledge is power, and it needs to be implemented correctly. And that's what we're here to do, is to give you the tools and the knowledge to succeed and to truly expedite what you want to do with your goals.
And we're working on a lot of stuff, baby stepping things into it, because we're doing a lot of things on a different level here at Zurvita on the back end. But there are, if you go into your back office under product information, there's a transformation flyer that has a meal guide on there. It also explains about the products. If you order the transformation system, there's also a meal plan in the brochure that's included in there. It's suggested so you know kind of like how to start off and things like that. And there's a little bit of stuff, yeah, absolutely, on the zurvita.com/pledge. And we're going to be dripping stuff into this group as well. And feel free to message us and let us know if there's anything that you feel like you could use. I'll put up something that's a suggestions or something like that in the pledge group, so that you guys can kind of start giving us some information on things that you need, so we can give you, as Peter likes to say, news you can use. As we work on other stuff, and we have things that we're working on, but we want to make sure that we're conquering what you guys need as well.
Yeah. You know, and I'll leave, if I could, I'll leave with this. You know, it really, it's like, how bad do you want it? Really, I mean, it's like you could take a horse. I live in an equestrian community, and I could take my horse to the pond, but I cannot make that stubborn horse drink. I can't. It's impossible. So it's like, we can give you all the tools that you can truly desire and need to succeed. But if you don't have that mind shift, if you don't have that mind change, there's nothing more powerful than a changed mind. You could change, I say it all the time, everything on the outside, but if you don't change on the inside, there's people that have gastric bypass surgery. I've dealt with hundreds of them, and they're still mentally morbidly obese, but they're 160 pounds and they were 600 pounds. And the reason why is they didn't work on the junk on the inside. They didn't forgive themselves. They still have guilt. They still have so much burden that's just echoing in their ear. And what I say to each and every one of you, put your shoulders back, put your chest out. It is a new day, and we are here to truly help you. But forgive yourself, love yourself, truly blow life into yourself, speak life into yourself. I'm going to give everybody homework, one little homework. Tomorrow morning when you get up, before you even put your feet off of your bed, spend 5 minutes. I want you to even just post it. What you're grateful for. What truly are you grateful for? So many times people are so mind-boggled on what they don't have, and they're stressed on what they can't do. But I want you to be grateful for what you do have and what you can do. Because there's no way in our beautiful brain that God has made and created that we could have anxiety or fear in the same mindset. There's no way you could be grateful and be sad. There's no way. So tomorrow morning when you get up, you need to just truly, as I say, I am grateful, Lord, for my 2 kids. I'm grateful that you've given me my health back. I am grateful to be truly part of an amazing God-fearing company called Zurvita. I am grateful to truly be able to do what I've been called to do. I am grateful that I have a roof over my head, and I am grateful that I have a voice that I can speak with. And that's what you need to do tomorrow. Whatever that may be grateful. Love you guys.
All right, we'll see you next week.